live in cold, dark, dangerous, and beautiful terrain. Mysterious and majestic. For centuries, an icon and a prize. So quiet and passive you wouldn't know they were standing only a few feet away, behind a tree, watching you. Yet so powerful and unpredictable, encountering one inspires awe and fear. The moose is the largest mammal in North America. It stands up to 7 feet tall and can weigh more than 1,500 pounds. Its antlers can measure 5 feet across. These mild-mannered plant eaters have roamed the earth for nearly 2.5 million years. But less than 100 years ago, people nearly eradicated them from North America after the invention of the repeating rifle and decades of unregulated hunting. The moose was saved by a combination of other human efforts, most significantly the creation of the National Park System and long bans on hunting.
So they had kind of an ideal mix of everything they needed. So no hunting, minimal predation, bears do take some calves, and abundant food, and the population increased.
Nowhere is the impact of moose greater than in the state of Maine. Here there are around 29,000 moose, more than in any other state except Alaska. People come here from all over the world just to catch a fleeting, distant glimpse.
I come from Germany.
Yes.
We've come all the way from Australia to see this moose.
We have them in New Brunswick, but you don't see them this easy.
We don't have them in Pittsburgh.
No, we don't.
You don't have to promote moose. The moose promote themselves. I mean, people come. One of the major attractions for people who come to inland Maine is to see a moose.
Maine's economy depends not only on moose watchers. Thousands of hunters spend millions every October to shoot one moose each. The hunt is carefully regulated. The number to be killed is determined each year according to the size, health, and concentration of the herd. Hunters are awarded permits by lottery. The permits restrict them to certain districts.
What was that?
1,000 even.
1,000 even. Holy, 1,000 pounds. Hot dog, good job. Awesome. That's a big moose.
Hunting moose is comparatively easy. Moose hunting was banned in Maine in 1935. In the decades to follow, moose became greatly unafraid of humans. When hunting resumed in 1980, hunters found the fearless moose easy prey.
He was beside the road. He was chasing a cow. And he stopped because he was chasing her, and I just happened to find him.
But after 25 years of hunting, that may be changing. The percentage of hunters who bag a moose has fallen from 96% to around 80%.
People are seeing fewer moose, which is the only real indicator we have. Hunting, road accidents, and various other accidents kill moose. Bears do take calves, sometimes quite a few calves. There are also a variety of parasites and diseases that will kill moose.
No. You need a sharp knife.
Karen Morris is a state wildlife biologist and an expert on moose. She says the state's policy is to treat moose as a valuable resource and defend it as such.
I'd say it's very important. We want to have good hunting, we want to have a lot of moose for tourists to see, and we want our forests in good condition. In addition, they wanted us to maintain a large component of mature bulls in the population, because that's obviously what everyone wants to take pictures of and what everyone wants to shoot.
Go ahead, Roger.
What corner of the world am I heading to?
Sergeant Roger Gay is a state game warden.
Just about 2/7, sir.
For more than 18 years, he's protected moose from poachers, vandals, and others who try to abuse or exploit Maine's official state animal. Roger's partner is Raider, one of 2 chocolate labs he personally trained. Together they not only investigate crimes against animals, they also assist in murder investigations and rescues. Roger, Rader, and the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife work year-round protecting all of Maine's wildlife. But moose hunting season is their busiest.
Basically, he's looking for anything with human scent, gunpowder, or brass. Rader, close! Poaching is a very prevalent thing, and you're talking animals that 800 to 1,000 pounds, and for poachers they provide a very good opportunity, and so it's a constant battle for us. It requires a lot of hard work, a lot of patrol time, a lot of investigative work, making cases, and we have to work it very, very aggressively. And when we're dealing with an area this vast here, it can be quite a task to try to run these poachers down and prosecute them for their crimes, and it's a very challenging work.
The days are long. The driving over this massive and rugged terrain is exhausting. But for Roger Gay, the grueling years of dedication and experience could make the difference in the case you're about to watch unfold. Traveling one of Maine's remote and perilous logging roads, in a wild coincidence, we encounter 3 hunters and a freshly killed moose.
Where? Where'd you shoot him from? Who shot him, I should say? You did? Yeah, where were you when you shot him? Up the road, or up on the hill coming down, or the other way? He's right here? Yeah, were you coming up the road or coming down? Coming down the hill, yeah. Well, I'll check your license then real quick. What'd you use for a gun?
6mm.
Where is it? Right here?
I believe my dad has it somewhere.
Oh, it's 6. Oh, it's 6? Oh. Where is it?
Behind the seat.
Okay, I'll just check that real quick. Very good. How long ago did you shoot him?
Oh, how long ago? An hour and a half, 2 hours? Couple hours,
Couple hours ago.
I had to go sitting out here. Go get the trailer.
Yeah, you fired from up the hill, shooting down.
Yeah.
Very good. Looks like the hard part's over now.
Oh yeah, well you got the pin in.
Roger prepares to leave, but he knows something's not right.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, alrighty.
After the hunters have gone, Roger and Rader return to the scene and go to work.
Search. Where's the gun? Find it, buddy.
In just minutes, Rader and Roger find evidence that a crime has been committed.
Another moose was killed here, but where they killed it, they didn't dress it off. They drug it away. Pool of blood there, hair right here. Because they didn't gut the animal out, it lends me to believe something isn't quite right here. This is a separate incident from that one. See, here's blood right here. This is where they drug it up the road. They drug it up the hill. Show me. Show me.
Good boy. Good boy.
But rain, wind, cold, and gathering darkness make Rader's job difficult. Roger decides to come back tomorrow and hit the case with everything he's got. Moose are most active in autumn. It's mating season. Bulls roam constantly looking for mates. Cows station themselves, usually in ponds, waiting for the right bull to come along. It's not always a smooth process. And that's when this quiet and solitary monarch of the North Woods becomes a party animal. Mating mania magnifies the star power of the moose and its enormous value as an attraction and symbol of Maine's identity. So when a moose dies mysteriously, it's like the murder of a celebrity. The next day, the state police join Roger in what amounts to a murder investigation.
I checked them yesterday, and I said, they had a big bull. They were trying to load it into the trailer. And I said, well, where were you when you shot the moose? And the kid pointed up the road, and the father pointed down the road. I said, what'd you use for a gun? The kid said 6mm, and the father said, no, it was a 30-06. So automatically I started getting a funny feeling. Well,
where was this?
They're probably both on it.
This is on the number 4 mountain road.
Yeah. Frenchtown Road?
Yep. So I just run across some people that were moose hunting that ran across a young fella standing by the moose on the side of the road. And he told the story to them that, yeah, it went in the woods, I looped in around, and Dad shot it when it stepped out in the road. Dad is not a subpermittee, Dad is nothing.
I see.
Which fits exactly. But there's also a second moose there. I found blood where there's a second moose. But I just got word that there was 2 moose killed there. So we got to go back and look this all over.
Right there, right here, and this hair right there.
We treat these scenes just as important as a homicide. Same tools are used, whether it's casting, photography, recording, distance, measurements, everything that's done the same way on these scenes as would on a homicide or an armed robbery or anything like that. That blood right there is the other moose. It starts from there and goes up. That's why the wheeler hooked onto it. If you start here and look at that site there, you look in there, it has the appearance of a 4-wheeler. Yeah, it does, right here. Laid right there, and you can see the drag mark comes right out, drug it right up, went right up the road, and right up around the corner, there's a pool of blood right there. Shell casing right there.
Hey, leave it. Back.
That is what gets us in the game. Did you guys see the guys that had the moose dead here?
There were 2. A cow up here and a bull down.
Okay, you saw them? Okay, we need to talk then.
A bird hunter camping nearby says he saw the suspects shoot at one moose
cow,
and drag another with an ATV.
The cow, when they left with it, it was in a white Ranger pickup. The other one, we saw both the vehicles. I don't remember what the other one was, but the guy with the bull sat down here. They had a 4-wheeler in the back of the truck, and they couldn't get it in the back of the truck.
Yeah. Were these parties connected? Was the bull and the cow down at the same time?
They were down at the same time.
His description of the suspects matches Roger's.
Okay.
Now, the investigators have witnesses as well as evidence. But is it enough to track down the suspects and charge them?
We got to get a DNA sample off that one paunch, and then off the blood off the other at the other scene. Yep. There's a moose here somewhere, unless someone came and loaded it over there and hauled it all off. I mean, just took everything and then you know. And you'd want to get it up here because you get some visibility looking down. Right. I mean, you get some cover. Right. Well, why are you dragging? Why are they dragging moose everywhere? This is a real whodunit.
The habitat shared by moose and people is under increasing pressure.
I was driving the girls' basketball team back from their game. It was very scary because I had no warning. He just came up out of a dip and directly into our path. His shoulder hit where the mirror is, and it propelled his body up onto the bus, and his antlers cracked the windshield. A lot of moose hang out in that area. They just want to live here too, but there's really nothing you can do to stop them from coming on the road, I don't believe. They can move, and then they'll run right into your path.
Collisions with vehicles and disease take a toll. Ironically, less logging and fewer forest fires are also bad for moose, who thrive on young vegetation, the kind that springs from clear-cutting and burning. The moose population in Maine has leveled off since its explosion in the late 20th century. Lately, it's getting harder to see one. No one's quite sure why.
What we got to do is find this guy. Qu'est-ce qui est arrivé? On n'est pas certain, là. On veut juste savoir quelque chose, ça garde pas bien.
Roger's ability to speak French helps get information from this hunter from Quebec, just over the border. But Roger's already got what he needs.
Could you do me a favor and check if a fella by the name of Raymond Began from Auburn has if his moose is hanging out there?
He's ready to make his move. Moose have long been important to Maine's identity and culture. But as economic conditions change, more people depend on moose for their livelihood. When this paper mill shut down recently, hundreds lost their jobs.
With the mill, it's an industry like everything else. It's kind of iffy. You have to kind of look for something else.
To keep his family afloat, Ray Frazier took up taxidermy.
Right now I'm getting a form ready to put a moose hide on. We've sold them all over the world, actually. I've got a couple hanging in a restaurant in Australia. We've got out in Colorado a couple, so they kind of go all over the world. I love it.
When Paul Gagne lost his job at the mill, he married moose with technology and started his own souvenir business.
Worked in the paper company for 30 years, and at the end of my career there, I bought a laser and started coming up with a product line. I've got a real love for the wildlife. The moose probably is my #1 seller right now. They have so much character, you know. It just really looks good on the products that I laser, on the stools and on the chairs and on the wood slabs. Another thing I come up with is Maine's Mickey Moose, and he's kind of a comic character, and he's been popular, but I'm going back to the drawing board with him to make him look friendlier for the young kids.
When someone illegally kills a moose, it's not just a crime against nature. The state considers it theft, taking money out of Ray's and Paul's pockets. 2 days after the crime, Roger and a squadron of state police and game wardens descend on the homes of the suspects. After 2 hours of questioning, one suspect confesses. He implicates the other two, his son and a friend. His rifle is confiscated, as is the set of antlers, still connected to the skull, which he'd already sold for $500.
Basically what we have is a situation where 2 moose were killed by the same party. One was killed completely outside the zone that it was legal to kill in, transported from the crime scene into the zone, probably 150 miles away, to be tagged over there and then brought home. And the bull here, basically all the moose were illegally killed. We have 5 people involved from 2 different towns. Potentially we're looking at probably 2 to 3 charges of $1,000 and so on. Wildlife crimes in particular tend to be thought of as victimless crimes. It affects the whole spectrum, from people who want to see moose to people who want to hunt moose legally. I guess the message in this situation is that, you know, no matter the harder you try to hide and conceal your poaching, we're going to be right behind you to make sure that we've got the tools and the technology to figure out what you did. We will be landing on your doorstep.
Tourists come to Maine to see a moose. Hunters come to take one. Maintaining balance requires careful management. But state budget problems, aggravated by hard economic times, means scarcer management resources, a valuable commodity, a delicate habitat, more demands, less management. They all make Roger Gay's job more critical and more difficult.
Well, one of the things as a department we're concerned about is obviously managing it so that people can see moose recreationally, as well as hunters have an interest in hunting them. And as a department, we try to balance that. We try to maintain a real healthy population. We don't want an overpopulation, and we want to manage it so that everybody is happy. Moose are great. They cooperate great. They're the type of animal that like to hang out on the edges of roads where you can see them, and they'll stay around for quite a few photos. So they're really hams. They love to have their pictures taken, so they provide a great opportunity for people.
Where there is wildlife, there will be those who wrongly exploit it. But where there are wrongdoers, you will usually find heroes. The relationship between the moose and the people of Maine is a pact, based on the concept of mutual survival. This pact not only requires people to defend wildlife from criminals, it requires people to choose which animals should live and die to preserve the herd's health and balance. This complex and constantly changing pact strengthens our connection with these incredible creatures, even as we take an ever larger share of their environment. But as we've seen, the future of the pact holds many questions. The greatest one is whether there will be enough heroes like Roger Gay to learn and teach the lesson that all life is not only precious, but indeed connected.